Badger Army, welcome to today's show. Today we're going to be doing about Beano, Double Agent Dan, which is of course issue 492. I think it's an interesting one. We've got Has Beano Town's Top Spy Gone Bad? Now I really love this cover and I'll explain why. Obviously you've got the Avengers Black Panther RC card there, which is obviously an interesting competition. You've got Dan there with a really evil smile on his face. You've got a really sort of over-the-top chair in the background, which I think is very synonymous with villains. You've got like an evil cat, and you've got fantastic evil smiling sharks in the background. Look at those. I think they're really drawn really well. And I love that, you know. And you've got Dangerous Dan, Big Boss there, and you've got some jelly beans. Hopefully you're not poisoned, Dan. Hopefully you're not that evil. But yeah, I really love that cover so far. And of course you've got Calamity James, Crummy Jokes, Miss Mystery's Art Challenge, and Billy Wizz's Fast Food. So this looks like an interesting issue. And I love the fact that Dan's on the front cover. Okay, you got this week's special Big Boss. There you go, you've got the boss there on the beach talking to Krakens, as you do. You know, looks a lot like Cthulhu to me, so perhaps, who knows, will Cthulhu guest star in the Beano? Who knows? But yeah, they're talking to Krakens on the beach this week, and I think that's quite fun. And I really love that the Beano boss is an extra competition for people to go into, and it really sort of adds a lot of fun to it, doesn't it? The more ways they can get the viewers and the readers involved, I think, the better. And I think that is a really interesting thing that the Beano does, and not many comic books do that, you know, to be able to get readers involved more, and adds to the fun. It gives them an extra competition, and it gives them fun memories. Do you remember that time when I was the Beano boss and all that sort of thing? I think it's great. Now, Dangerous Dan is the first what you call main strip on the comic, and you've got Dangerous Dan talking with his boss in a rubbish bin. Now this of course reminds me of the lovely Penfold and Co with 80s cartoons, you know, Danger Mouse going full throttle, talking to his boss in a postbox, but of course it is more fun to have it in a rubbish bin, and of course it's quite an ongoing gag in the strip that they get whacked over the head by rubbish and stuff like that, so I think it's quite fun. And of course you got Dan as an evil mastermind there with the other members of the evil organisation, and I think that's fun, and it's really amused me for me that there is a evil organisation going in the Beano town, and I think they could really work with that one day. If they wanted to make a really big storyline involving Smirk, it'd be really easy on the lines of you know, some sort of Marvel Skrull crossover. You know, you never know who's an agent of Smirk and all that sort of thing. It'd be fun, you know, who is all these different agents and things like that. They could really make a big deal out of it. And Beano, if you're listening, I want you to take this idea, because I think it'd be great. You know, I want a Secret Invasion Smirk style comic book where you never know who are the heroes and who are the bad guys. So obviously you've got it here where the characters are sort of melting people or their gardens. It's not quite clear if they've blown him up or his garden, or both. Those evil robots. And of course you've got the special reset button there, which I think is great. Yeah, it's a really good first strip there. Okay, we've got Ruby's Screwed Up Science with Pieface trying to get massive cake. Do you blame him? Not so much. Look at the detail there. Once again, Ruby's Screwed Up Science is a fantastic piece of art, and you know, it does seem like the art's slightly different this week, but still, once again, the artwork on the dad is fantastic. I don't know if you can see it there. Look at that, yeah. Really good quality drawings there. Minnie the Minx. I did actually notice the other day when I was reading Minnie the Minx from 1980s that the dad had a moustache and he doesn't have a moustache anymore. So whether or not that's the original dad's son or something like that, I'm not sure. But did they pull a There's the Menace on that one? I'm not too sure, but all I know is that he's obviously decided to get rid of his tash, which is unusual because beards and stuff like that are in vogue nowadays. Now, it's really fun to see Minnie the Minx having some old school fun away from electronics, building a massive fort-like castle with Dad playing with trains, which is great, and of course Minnie messing about with bubble wrap, bubble tape, and making massive castles. I think it's fantastic. And of course they link to Betty the Yeti there. Oh, that's a good strip. One of my favourites this week. Calamity James messing about as always with fizzy milk. Oh dear. Yeah, eating a nice Chinese takeaway, and of course it all goes wrong in the end, bless him, where he ends up having bad luck from his cookies. Oh dear. Advert for a book called The Danger Gang. I'll be looking at that at some point. There we go. And some jokes for you. What do you call an ant who fights crime? A vigilante. Oh God. What did the Dalmatian say after lunch? That hit the spot. Now that was my favourite one. So obviously Dalmatians have spots. Oh dear. Right, now this one is a really fun little strip. Betty the Yeti, and of course Betty and the Yeti playing massive non-branded Jenga. But yeah, they don't mention that, and I love the sort of in-jokes where it goes, your turn to remove a block from this non-branded tumbling blocks game, Yeti. So obviously, if they mentioned Jenga, I suppose it'd be a bit of a joke, wouldn't it? Who knows? Would they get in trouble? I don't know. But they could do some sort of collaboration, couldn't they? Oh, Gnasher and Nipper, up to mischief, causing the original Dennis trouble, trying to eat things, and basically, yeah, the original Dennis is trying to get Gnasher and Nipper's teeth brushed. Oh dear, and the poor sausage needs to lie down. Look at that, I mean, it's great. Good old Gnasher and Nipper, up to mischief. And they're always trying to nick Dad's seat on the sofa. Oh dear. Once again, look, this week in There's the Menace and Gnasher Unleashed. I think it's great. You got Dennis once again. Now this is where I like it. He's a menace, but he's not really, bless him. And he's trying his best. It's almost like Dennis is trying to be a reformed character at the minute, but it's like stuff keeps happening. And it works brilliantly with the storyline. And it shows progression. So well done, guys. Because it's quite easy to just make him, you know, completely 180 on his personality. And he's not gonna. And he's trying his best. It feels real. The progression feels real. That he's trying his best to change. And it's just these little accidents keep happening. And, you know, where he's like inadvertently drawn on the table. So he's got Dennis rules, and I guess he wanted to put on his door, and he's cool and he wanted to do it, but obviously he's done it in Sharpie, and it's gone all the way through onto the table, so Mum's like really hanged. And you've got a few silly antics where he's ended up plastering paint everywhere, and I think that's great, you know? What you got to remember is like, it's just so much fun when they had those little things in there where he's a menace but he doesn't even mean to be. It's great. You've got, of course, Ha Ha's Joke Shop on form again, once again. And you've got Calamity James and Billy Wizz guest starring. So that's great there. I think that's fantastic. Ha Ha's Joke Shop is one of these ones where it holds a lot of promise, but they never seem to hit the spot so far for a longer story. They need to think what they can do to make it a bit longer, you know. We've got this great new strip that's only been going a few weeks, so we need it to be full on fun. you know. And it's great that they've got Calamity James in there, and of course Billy Wizz, and that sort of adds to the show for me. That adds to it for me. But I want to see a fun storyline, not just about the shop, you know. Otherwise you're sort of limiting your ideas. So come on guys, let's do some other stuff, not just about the joke shop, but involving jokes around the town would be great. This week, how to make prank people with Oreos, which is always fun, with cream cheese, so check that out. Oh dear, Banana Man. We've got some video games references here this week about how General Blight sucks Banana Man into the internet. I think that's great. And how he's managed to defeat him by tons and tons of cats. And of course, I don't know if Minnie the Minx's cat was officially canon missing for a while, but Chester's back. So that's great news, right? I don't know if he's been missing in the comic book or they haven't had him in it for a while, but Chester's back, which I think is great. And the fact that Banana Man managed to defeat General Blight with a load of cats is hilarious. Of course, we linked to YouTube again from the other week. I think it was Numbskulls that had it in the other week, actually, where they all fell asleep because they stayed up too late. And once again, this week, Ed is now being forced to smash that like button. And remember, guys, like, share and subscribe. But yeah, of course, you know, it's quite funny how it goes like, you must smash the like button. So that's what this week's one's all about. How YouTubers try and get people to subscribe. Right, here we go. Right, here we go. Be More Beano. You've got there all the different things there, and you've got all the different people that have gone in for the competitions, which I think is fantastic. Oh, yes, indeed. Once again, the Bash Street Kids is on form with electronic doors and a special new teacher. Now, I'm reckoning that they're referencing teams and all these different things. So they're obviously referencing digital education here, where they've got a special headmaster that's electronic that can control the classroom. And I think that's really fun, referencing things that have happened recently in the media and how education may shift to electronic ways eventually or at all, or benefit from both, which I think is the best way to do it. And this one, it goes like affirmative, so we're getting some like cyber sort of vibes there, Cyberman, and of course Daleks, and all that sort of stuff, and how they inadvertently blow it up and stuff like that. I was very much worried that the inclusion of the different characters in this would ruin Bash Street Kids, and it did take a couple of weeks for it to find its feet, but we're back on, and it's hilarious. You know, they're messing about with windows, they're trying to throw tomatoes at teacher, you know, they're inadvertently blowing everything up, which I think is great. So well done the Bash Street Kids writers there for digging yourself out of the hole. It was a bit of a slow start the last few weeks, but you're back on, and you were last week too. Right, here we go. Let's have a little look. Here we are. Angel Face investigates once again, realises that, of course, Minnie the Minx has thousands of black and red jumpers, which is unusual because I swear that, wasn't it her auntie or someone that originally gave her the first one? And I thought they were going to go along the lines of like Mum was constantly sewing it up. But apparently there's thousands of them now. Perhaps they've found a good stockist of black and red jumpers, and if you find any, let me know, because I really want a Dash the Menace and Minnie the Minx jumper one day. Billy Wizz, once again, the fastest takeaway in the West. There you go. Faster than Uber Eats, I'm guessing. This is a fancy restaurant, so why do you have to behave? Why you have to behave? Use your super speed and get food everywhere. Oh dear, there you go. Look, so he literally fed everyone and passed around the food. That's great, isn't it? Good old Billy Wizz. You got a nice little spot the difference there. That's always fun. I love a good spot the difference. So me and Badger Jr. will be doing that later. It's always good. Ah, yes. And Roger the Dodger, always got a trick up his sleeve. Now, of course, the previous 2 weeks, he's been up against the dads of Beano Town. So, we'll see this week, he's just against Dad. Obviously, Dad's trying to get him out the house. It's all air conditioned and they want to play outside, but it's too hot. What's their solution? Half a ton of ice, of course. So that was a good fun strip. You know, some of my favourites this week were definitely Banana Man, and you've got There's the Menace, of course, is always a classic. You know, and I quite enjoyed Calamity James this week, which is unusual because I don't know, sometimes it just doesn't hit the spot. But this week, the Fizzy Milk won, and of course you've got Dangerous Dan. You know, Dangerous Dan was this week's favourite as well. There we go, very much fun. And you know, you've got Shapeshifting Uni as well for the extra one at the back, which is great. And of course, next week, you've got IP Daily coming into it. So it's going to be interesting. We've got a new cast member. That's going to be great, isn't it? And before I forget, Tricky Dicky is in the Beano. Even it being a fleeting moment, Tricky Dicky, my guy, makes it onto the strip, but only as a way of introducing some of the other people that are in it. And come on guys, we want a Tricky Dicky strip. Bring Tricky Dicky back. Make him part of the Ha Ha Jokes Shop series. Come on, it's common sense guys. Get him working at the shop. Come on, you can do this. Right, thank you very much everyone for watching, and I hope you enjoyed today's Beano review. Look after yourselves, keep safe, keep well. Much love everyone, and I'll see you in the next vlog, video or stream. Hope you enjoyed today, and hit me up in the comments and tell me your favourite Beano memories and if you enjoyed this week's issue. Thanks very much everyone. Bye.